Hello, testing, all that stuff. Okay. Off the game. I'm on in streamer mode. At least Discord's gonna, you know, tell me every time that I'm not in streamer mode, because all my notifications are gonna go off saying that I'm streaming. So at least, like, I'll remember to turn it on every time. And I've gone on and on about why that's annoying. We don't need to keep rehashing it. Okay. Hey there, everybody who's here. That's how that works. I am pressing into this game once more because I know I'm so close, and I know if I just keep spending time on it, it's going to happen. We're going to have this game done. Nope, nope. Okay. You know, it occurs to me, I don't think they, like vanilla game or any other level, has a exit that moves up and down like this. It's interesting that it actually functions the way it does. And then there are no serious issues. Alright. What do I do at this point? Yeah, here, and then we make the jar. Okay, yes. We put this up here. Make a jar. Oh, maybe actually it's a step downstairs, or it matters. Okay, yeah, it's fine. All right, so we jump inside this twice, and that way we can make a jar. That's what actually matters, and it just only matters so we just get this up there. We don't need anything else. Oop. Throw that over there. Make the jar. Realize I did an extra thing. Make another jar. There we go, now it's broken. Okay, so last time we jumped down this impressive rabbit hole. And we went very, very deep. And we even got to the turbine. Did we get to the turbine? No. Well, we did get to the turbine. We weren't able to move it. We also got to the box. I think I need to see if there's more things I can do with the box. Like maybe I could get a second box and then have two boxes and do something with that. Who knows? Let's start with the jars. And then we'll start going down the rabbit hole. Alright, we start by going inside the dry one, right? Yeah. Alright. And we go into the wet one, I presume. Okay, we're in the wet one. Now, we flood it. Now, which one are we going to? I presume we go to the one with the block. Because I can't get this out. I can't jump inside the chest with water, and I can't put it inside this itself when it's dry, because when I leave, it'll be in the water. And that is a problem. So we go into the one with the block. So let's do it. We're going inside the block. Alright. So now, I assume we go to the block so we can have the block. Then the question becomes, do I do something with the block? With 2 blocks, I can jump back out. The same as here. If I can get 2 blocks, I can jump back out without needing the turbine. But then again, I don't have anywhere to put it. The place I have to put it basically has to be up top, because that's the only place that will be dry no matter what. And I can't enter the other chest because of the water, which means it has to be entering this room when it's dry. And the only place where it's dry and accessible is up top. And that means I need... You actually know the answer to this puzzle. Okay, sure thing. How are you doing? Which means I need 2 blocks to just be here ready for me to jump on. And then I need to, like, borrow one of those blocks to get it up. But, like, I need both blocks, don't I? Wouldn't I need 2 blocks? Because I want to put that up top. And I can only jump up there. I can't get there. Well, I think the next step has to be going to the block either way, because I can't get a second block unless I'm next to that block and I have the chests with me. So we're doing that. Alright. So here... Okay, we're back to having 2 chests next to each other, and the only difference is we have a block. Now the thing is, I can, like... I have to leave something behind, basically, right? I can't take the block and the 2 chests with me. I have to take 2 2 chests or a chest and a block? I mean, in theory, I can also take a jar. It might have to be the jar, too. Either way, I also need to like flood one, right? Which means, in theory, I should have this chest because this is the one that has water in it. Unless I bring the other chest in here and just flood it, and then leave it behind for the jar. I could have a wet jar of this room. But then, I have no way of moving this thing. I have a wet jar. I could have a wet jar with a block in it. I take the jar into the chest, I make a jar, I jump into that jar with the chest, I then jump inside that chest with the block, I make my wet jar with a block, I jump out, I leave with the jar, leave the chest behind, and boom, I have a jar and a block and a chest. No, I don't. I just have the jar and the chest. So then I jump inside the jar with the chest or the chest with the jar. The whole point of this is to get a second jar. So it's a wet jar. That means it has this has been brought inside that. That means this room is flooded and there's a block inside of it. So we take that into this chest. And then we grab the chest, we jump inside the chest, it's flooded. We have a jar, which we take to the block, and we have a wet jar with 2 blocks. It doesn't seem like enough, right? Do I have the chest still? What chest did I throw away? This one? And is it even good to be throwing away chests? I mean, I can lose this chest. I cannot lose the chest that has the blocks, because I need to be able to keep reusing that chest to get infinite blocks to escape the crazy place I am right now. A second block. If I had 2 blocks and the enchanted turbine. Oh, you know what? I should have made jars. I should have made wet jars before jumping down here. That way I would have chests and wet jars. And I wouldn't have to lose the chest to make a wet jar. Okay. I can even put one of the chests inside the wet jar. Okay. That's something I didn't do. So, pretend I have a wet jar of this room and a wet jar of the other room. Screw it, we're gonna actually just do it. We're gonna make them. And then we can experiment with them all we want. Okay, we make our wet jar and we just go for it. Alright. Hang on a sec. Yeah. No. We need to jump in here. Okay. Now we put it up top. Alright. Super long process. Starting. Alright. We jump inside this one. It's dry? Yeah, it's dry. Alright, we jump inside this one because it's wet. Not that one. Okay. We now jump inside the one with the block. I think. This part will get all fixed up later anyways. Alright, let's do this for now. Oh. Okay. Yeah, this part will get cleaned up later once I actually know how to move the turbine and can see new problems. Okay. So, we want to make jars. You might even want to make a jar with a chest inside of it. Just to double check, this is a block one, right? Yeah. Alright, it's the block one. Block is on right. Turbine is on left. Keep it that way. To not confuse myself. Alright. This might take a mulligan. Do I want it? I mean, first off, make the jars. Make the jars. It's gonna get so crowded down there. Alright. A little bit of contemplative thinking now needs to be done. Bringing 2 blocks in here is not sufficient. I would need 3 blocks. And 3 blocks seems ludicrous to attempt at the moment. It would require being able to leave with a block. And I'm only able to go down the rabbit hole. I can't climb the rabbit hole yet until I have the turbine. Yeah, there's no way of making... I can bring a block... Hang on. Maybe it's not quite true. I can bring a block into this chest. Then I can make a jar. But then, if I bring the 3rd block in here, I've accomplished nothing. Because there's nothing to do in here with 3 blocks. There's nothing to grab. Yeah, there's nothing to do in here. If the turbine were in here, that would be one thing. But on top of that, the whole point of the turbine is to get myself access to infinite blocks. So, it's not useful. Now, I can bring a block in here, make a jar, and then bring another block in here, make a jar. But that's it. I can't get to a 3rd block. Which means the turbine is stuck down there, and the way we need to move it out must have to involve, like, bringing the block into the dry room. Hi, Green Lightning. Good luck on the last gem. Thanks, Sigma. I am... Now, 2 blocks with the turbine down below would be useful. Because then I could ride the turbine up, put it here, and then I need a jar. Hang on. I want a jar. I don't have a jar. Again, this is the issue I had before. I had a jar. And I want the turbine and the chest. It wants a jar. Wait, but I have the chest. No, do I have the chest? Oh my gosh. I so just want to throw myself down into the pit and try and use what I've got down there to figure out what I need to do next, rather than trying to just puzzle it out right now. It might be faster in the long run, but it means I'll have to reset everything again. Block and jar. Wait, block and jar. No, it needs to be 2 blocks. Or no. Wait, no. Hang on. What about just 2 jars? No, but then I don't have access to the turbine. But that's... No, that's not fine. Can I do a weird nesting thing? Okay, so I get a jar. Let's say 2 jars. So I'm inside this room. It's dry. The turbine is here. I have 2 jars, or maybe even maybe even one of them is a chest. So I put the turbine down. I take both jars up. I use one jar to grab the turbine and then bring it up. So I have a turbine in a jar. I use the turbine to put the jar up top. I throw Wait a minute. No. No, I don't have that, right? Wait, instead of up top... yeah, give me a moment. Okay. Yeah, this is why I want to block. Yeah. The problem I'm running into right now is that... Ooh, hang on. Okay. Instead of a jar and a block, if I can bring a block and a chest, I can make 2 jars. So then I have my block and 2 jars. The block's only purpose is to allow me to jump up. It allows me to throw the turbine back down and jump up to where the jar is. Then I can pull the turbine into the jar and put it up top where it is safe from Aqua Mortis. Then I can leave probably taking the chest with me because the chest sounds useful. I'll eventually have infinite blocks. So I get to keep the chest, which is good for later. Eventually I pop back in the center of the room, right? And then what? I jump. Then I need to put. I have a wet jar, right? How do I do this? There's still once I get the turbine up there, sure it's safe, but how do I get out of the middle? I need to get out somehow, or I need to get that turbine into the block room so that I can start making infinite blocks. It's not very useful in here. Yeah, which is why I want to make a jar with the turbine that I can bring into the block room. Yeah, that's the whole point. The point is to get a jar with the turbine in it to the block room. Which means I needed a flooded jar Yeah, obviously it has to be a flooded jar. Alright. Because I have to be... Oh, Lord. I'm starting to think that getting this thing up top isn't as useful as I would like it to be. I bring a flooded jar in. So I have a flooded jar of the block room, but it's not good. No. I can't make infinite blocks with a flooded jar. I could at least get the turbine in the correct position. Because right now I'm inside here. If I can get the turbine in here. But this is a jar. And where is this jar? Isn't it in the pit where the thing is? Or no? I haven't done that yet, right? No. I don't remember where this jar is I'm in anymore. But the point is, I have the... If I get the turbine in here, I can grab... Oh. This chest, because this has the blocks. Alright, yeah. Everything's on the bottom, right? After this point. It's too far ahead to be able to think. Gosh dang it. I need to do this in smaller chunks, which means just throwing myself into a situation and seeing what I can do with it. For right now, I just can't piece it so far ahead. Time to get out the notepad. No, notepad. The notepad. I'd need. Well, notepad actually would have enough pages, I suppose, to write everything down, but my paper ain't gonna cut it. Goal is no longer to get turbine up top, I think, because then I get stuck in that pit. So I need to more directly I need to be in I need to be in this block room, basically. I need to jump into... I can't at any point jump into a wet thing, but in order to get to the turbine, I need a wet thing, which means I have to jump into a new block room. Okay. I need to jump into a different block room after getting access to the turbine. So I need to jump into a wet turbine room and then jump into a wet block room. Is that logic? Hang on a sec. That sounds right. What is it I'm trying to do, though? So right now I'm in a wet block room. The right jars are the block room. I need to jump inside this chest when it's dry. Well, I need to get to that when it's dry, and then get to it's wet. Yeah, so I need to get my stuff to this room. Then I need to get to the block room without ever entering another flooded this room. Flooded turbine room. I can only have dry turbines so that I can actually use it successfully to storage. Then I need to bring a jar that has access to the turbine up the flooded block room. Okay. I think this means I drop down there and we're still... I guess we're not doing anything with the blocks anymore. I guess that's the case, right? Well, we're figuring out the journey through the rabbit hole later. We're just getting this set up. So this is what room? That's the block room. You stay on the right. Or at least, whoa, we're at least going to be consistent about the chests. Again, we're not worrying about the rabbit hole. We'll worry about that after we get the turbine and see what other problems come up. Alright. So, I'll make a couple of these just in case. Then we're going to jump down there. Probably accidentally fall into one of these jars. But that's why I made 2 of them. Alright. So, next is to only jump into... We never jump into a wet one of the turbine room. Fine then, you win. That's why I made 2 of them. No! Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Alright. Alright, everything's fine. I thought I was gonna, like, pop out of the jar, and then be stuck falling back into the jar. It's okay. Yeah, I didn't know either. Apparently if you don't touch the ground, and you just don't fall into another object. Even if the time is spent, a long time is spent flying above a turbine. Time for me to turn that into a puzzle. I knew that part was coming as soon as we discovered it together. You're gonna have like a 1x1 giant drop column with an object in it that you need to grab but not fall into or something. So you have to make a long line of turbines so that you can hop out of the object and float over to it across the room. Good luck with that if you can come up with something. Alright, it is very crowded down here. We need to jump into the block chest. Maybe. Does it even matter? What matters is that I need to turn... How do I get... But hang on, I can't get this into the block room until it's jarred. That's the whole issue that I came up with. Ah! But I can't get up here unless this room is flooded. Okay. Maybe I do need to put the turbine up there, but without the turbine, I don't have a way. Well, I can always throw it back into the middle. Ah! That's what makes it useful, putting it up there. I can throw it back into the middle. So that means I can put the turbine in something. What am I getting at now? What was I saying? Alright, so back to scenario where I plop it up there. I have a water jar on the right. Those are the jars on the right. I can use that to plop it back down. But what am I putting in the thing first, and where am I going? I'm jumping into the... Yeah. Okay, so like, to remind myself so I don't forget to get the turbine up top, I have a block and the chest inside the room. With the turbine, though. How does that work? But that implies... okay. I just broke a fuse. Chest and block inside the thing. That implies that I have access to the turbine somehow. Does that mean I'm again without a solution for putting the thing up there? And then again, why am I putting the thing up there? Because the reason why I want it up there is because that means I can throw the turbine down into the middle part. Because and why am I wanting to throw it down into the middle part? At what point am I needing to do that? After I've gotten away from all this water or something? The only way for me to be in here is if I have the room flooded. I want this in the block room. The problem is the block is surrounded by water. I need to go in there with a jar that has access to this thing. This blasted thing. Alright. It's a little crowded. But gosh dang it, I need to stop falling and breaking my jars. Not that I have an issue with just making more of them because the turbine is still here. What do I do with my current setup? No, I don't. The only enchanted object is the turbine, so I can't like put something on a block and then expect it to float up or something. The only thing I can jump into is the dry chest. And then I can't leave it, which means I can't get the chest inside. I have to make do with another dry jar if I want it. I want the chest, the turbine, and a jar. I don't have that capability. Arrgh. This has to be about making infinite blocks. I mean, I like my thought I just had was, what if the solution isn't making infinite blocks? But like, what else would the solution be? You need a way to get a turbine out of a space with something other than the turbine itself, because there's no other turbine. How to make it go up? It's blocks. The answer is blocks. That's the only other option provided for me. It has to be about getting this turbine into the block room. I have all these jars, these chests, and they don't let me do what I want. I can't put the turbine in one of these flooded jars anyways, because they're flooded. I can only get infinite blocks if the turbine remains enchanted. And just one block in one normal turbine won't cut it anyways. Because I won't be able to get out. I need the infinite blocks to produce stairs to get out. This whole thing rides on just transporting this blasted turbine. I want more than I can grab. Even if I have the turbine magically up there, I put that chest inside of the water chest and then throw it back down. I can't. I want a third object in the blasted jar. There's so few places you can leave this thing. That's 2 blocks. I can jump up top. I would need 3 blocks. That doesn't make sense though. How did I get up here if I don't have it? No, that doesn't even. It's not even a realistic situation. This is the giant story of how the heck do I store this thing? I can only jump inside here. I can have the turbine on one other object. And I need this chest so that I can make the blasted jar. Hi. Here's a really creepy, weird thought. I could, in theory, if it's true that I can get the turbine up top there, in theory, I could throw it across the room and then jump inside of something. And it would still be in the air and not have made it to the water yet. And it'll fall down there to safety or something. When it's not flooded. But then I need all these boxes to go up and grab it, right? Unless I'm somehow doing this all inside of a jar that I jumped into years earlier on that ledge. Somehow using the turbine to sit up. It doesn't... That's not logical. Feel like I'm just out of ideas again. Yeah. Doesn't seem logical as well because, like, if I have the enchanted turbine up there, I could just leave it on the second floor. Anyways, why am I bothering to throw it across the room? And if it's flooded and I have it up there... And that whole process of getting up there, it also stems from the fact that I get this chest inside of itself, doesn't it? Yeah, which I already don't know how to do. because that implies I'm putting the turbine in there first and then bringing the chest into the jar it creates. Except the turbine has been destroyed in the couple seconds I had to bring the chest inside. This blasted room. I think I'm supposed to stop now. It's just not happening. Again, but like I have all these, look at all these amazing jars. I have so much stuff up here. Can't bring the turbine with me. The whole point of coming here was so that I could bring the turbine with me. I can bring a turbine and one other object, but it can't be the chest that I need to put. What is this about? Again, I can make a flooded version with something inside of it already. I can do this in the block side. A block. If I'm on the block side, I don't have access to the turbine. I bring a flooded jar and the turbine, but then all I can do is bring the turbine inside, which I can't. Bring a block inside a flooded thing. I can jump out, but there's nothing else inside the thing. I'm giving up for now. I'm done. This game has defeated me again. How much longer am I gonna have to stare at this puzzle? I had my thoughts about, like, what if I have multiple blocks or I go deeper with the block, but I don't know that it changes anything. Even just 2 blocks doesn't do anything. Don't know. Alright, until next time. Yeah, it's been 3 attempts. More like 2. Yeah, like, all I did my first attempt was just look at it, at what existed. I didn't really... Maybe you could say it's 3. It's 3. Just say it's 3. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see how it goes next time. Have a nice day. Oh, and I'll probably be streaming some Bloodborne in a couple minutes for those who are interested.